Good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
Welcome to our short video. My name is Brian.
Hello there, and I'm Katie. This video is a very important concept in Lean, called Leader's Standard Work.
We're going to briefly demonstrate and explain Leader's Standard Work. As we go, we'll indicate some important key points that we'll show you to the right. We want you to take notice of these.
So Brian, we've started our Lean journey. We've been working on our visual displays, our measure boards, Gemba walks, and 5S. Along the way, we've developed new processes and practices. These might have come from our improvement work or they might have already existed, we've just strengthened them. In order to maintain these good processes and practices, our leading hands do daily standard checks across their work area.
So Katie, when you say leading hands, you mean the supervisors in each department?
Yes, Brian. That's right.
Our leaders have an important part to play in ensuring the good work developed by their team continues every day?
Yes, our leading hands are the frontline supervisors of their areas. That's why we're investing in them through our Lean journey. We want to build their capabilities as leaders.
Investing in our leading hands is one of our core values. Investing in our people.
So Ryan, Leader's Standard Work is fundamentally the work that leaders do as standard every day to ensure we all have a good day at work.
So Katie, you mentioned daily checks. Can you please explain? What do you mean by daily checks?
Brian, good question. Daily checks are just simply a series of checks that a leader does routinely every day. As part of their normal day's work, the leader is checking the routine work that's done by the members of their department.
Are you able to please give me an example of what a daily check would be?
Sure. Maybe one daily important check for the leading hand to do is to ensure the logbook for the forklift has been completed by the operator before the forklift is used. Perhaps the leader has to ensure all the crew is wearing the correct PPE. This is a simple check that the leader would normally do as part of his normal day.
Katie, are these checks only related to safety?
Oh, no Brian, on the contrary. Using the example of safety checks helps us to understand what a daily check is. But there are many other possible daily checks. Maybe another daily check might be that the production board has been updated by the relevant people, like the members of the production team, before the end of their shift.
So, I think I get it now. Daily checks are those checks that the leader is doing every day as part of their everyday job.
Excellent, that's right.
I'm thinking we need two things to make this process easier. One, we need a tool, like a checklist. And two, we need a method or a way to do it.
You're so right. We use a checklist. And we have a normal process, the way we do the check. 1. While the checklist should be common or standard across every factory, we need to ensure the things we're checking are specific to the factory and specific to the department. Likewise. Number 2. The check should be done at a specific time to the leader and the department.
So, Katie, you're saying, while there's a standard method, we need to ensure it is tailored to the factory and that the leaders have buy-in into what they're checking.
Brian, that's absolutely right. You've really got a good understanding of Leader's Standard Work. One more important thing to note. This whole process is called the check, act, routine. Because when we check something, we need to act on the result of the check.
Hey, I like that. The check, act, routine sounds a lot like the PDCA continuous improvement process used here.
Wow, that's great. Yes, you're so right. The check act routine is the last part of the plan do check act process. We're focusing on the check and act steps.
Katie, to help our audience get this routine going, what does a checklist look like?
Simply, our checklist has 3 parts. 1. A description of the thing we're going to check. 2. The expectation or target of what is should be. 3. The action determined by collaboration, that will resolve the gap or return it to what the target should have been. The action arises from our conversation with the team member during the check. We agree on what action needs to be taken to resolve the issue.
So, now I understand what the checklist looks like. When do we carry out the check, or what's the method we use?
The timing, when we do our daily checks, should be when the people we want to speak to are available to speak to us, and we try and do the checks the same time every day.
Finally, how do we identify to everyone that we've done the checks? Do we display this on our measures, or our department boards?
Yes, you're right. By indicating that we've done the daily check on our factory board, it allows everyone to see the result of the checks and the actions coming out of our work.
Katie, this has been great. Let's recap for our audience.
Leader's standard work is a process where the department leader undertakes a standard check specific to the department the same time every day and raises actions to resolve. Then, we indicate that we've done the daily checks on our measures board or our department board, together with the actions raised to help us resolve whatever issue was determined during the check.
That's pretty much a brief explanation about leaders' standard work. I hope that you've learned some tips today. I encourage you to check out and watch a more detailed video on the check, act, routine.
Thanks to you, Brian. You've been a big help, and thanks for the opportunity to come along and help explain leaders' standard work.
And thank you, Katie, for your expert help today. Thanks, guys, for being such a great audience. Goodbye, Katie. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you all real soon.